Hi gang, Kai here with Exped, and today we'd like to show you a brand new mat, and we're shooting this video spring 2011, brand new, and I'm very excited about it, excited to introduce you to it. And that mat is the SynMat UL7. UL stands for ultra light, and I'll talk to you about some of those details here in this video. It is part of the SynMat group, which means that it uses a synthetic insulation bonded to the top as well as the bottom of the inside, which is a critical factor in our SynMats, so that when you inflate it, the insulation being attached to the top and bottom actually inflates, and when the mat inflates, the synthetic insulation fills the entire chamber. That's a big deal, and that's what gives us the high R values that we're able to achieve. The 7 part of the name, SynMat UL7, is the thickness, 7 centimeters thick. Now, this mat comes in 2 sizes. The one I'm holding in my hand is the medium size, and it weighs in at 460 grams or 16.2 ounces. There's also a small size, a little bit shorter, same width, weighs in at 430 grams, 15.2 ounces. And as I said, this is the medium size one. I just want to give you a feel for its size relative to a liter bottle. So just a little bit taller than a liter bottle, but pretty much the same diameter as a liter bottle. So it's getting down very small. And the small size will be even closer to that. So very compact and very lightweight. Let's see. Let's show you how it inflates, and let's look at some of the details of this guy. So we'll pop him open. And I should mention that all Exped mats, including the SynMat ULs, come with a repair kit, adhesive and repair patches and instructions. So out it comes. One of the first things you notice when you pull this guy out is the fabric. Now, all of our mats, with the exception of the new UL mats, have used and still do 75 denier fabric. Denier is just a measure of the weight of the thread. And to give that a little bit of perspective then, these mats, the SynMat UL7s, are done in a 20 denier fabric. So 75 to 20, you get a real reduction in weight, you get a real reduction in bulk as well. But the fabric hand is still really nice. It doesn't feel like you've gone to some ultralight, visqueen or something that just has a cheap feel to it, because it's not. Now, another thing to remember on these guys is that we use the same lamination on the inside of the fabric to give these mats their high quality air trapping capability and longevity. SynMat ULs come with a 2-year warranty, so built to last. Now, let's inflate it with a couple of, there are 3 different inflation methods, I guess you could say. One, which I'm going to show you today, is with my breath, the lung inflation. And there are 2 other ways to do it. One is pillow pump, which is an accessory, and pillow pump attaches to the inflate valve. You'll see that we've got 2 valves. We've got an inflate and a deflate. The inflate, by the way, has a little tab on it. So in the middle of the night, if you want to let a little bit of air out of it, you can reach underneath and then tap the little one-way valve, and it'll allow some air to come out. I like to have my mats inflated so they're nice and tight and fully inflated, but some people like a little less inflation. It just depends on how much cushioning you feel you want. But one of the options is, as I said, pillow pump. It attaches to the inflate valve and gives you this ability to just use a hand or foot pump motion, and easy, very easy. So that's pillow pump, because it also is very comfortable as a pillow. The other one is mini pump, which is super, super small, fist size or a little bit less when it's put in its stuff sack. Same attachment, attaches to the flat valve, and same idea, just a little bit smaller volume. Foot or hand inflation takes a minute to inflate this mat. Pretty much depending on, actually it doesn't really depend on which version you're using. It takes about a minute. So those guys aren't particularly fast relative to mouth inflation. The value there, though, is that you're not pumping the moisture from your lungs into your mat. And you can grow stuff in mats over a period of time, and those guys just keep that from happening. Okay, let's inflate this mat. So I've opened the inflate valve. Keep the deflate valve closed. That's critical. You don't want that air going back out. And then we'll just do a mouth inflation. Take a look at the time, and you can see how long this, the time right there on your video screen. You can see how long this takes. It doesn't take very long. So as I say, I gave it that extra breath because I like them kind of firm. And gray on the bottom, and this nice corn yellow color on the top. Polyester, as I said before, with a lamination, with our special lamination that's very long-lived and gives it that airtight nature. One thing that I think is important to say about all Exped mats, and also with the SynMat UL, is that the side chambers, this chamber here and this chamber here, are larger just by a little bit, and maybe you can see it from that angle. They're larger than the center chambers. And what that allows is a little bit of control in the middle of the night. If you're rolling over on the edge, it kind of works as bumpers and allows you to kind of be pushed back into the middle of the mat. It's very subtle, but it works very, very well. You notice it actually in that little subtle rolling that you do. So that's SynMat UL 7, super light, meant for that ultra light backpacking trip, or anytime you need to get the volume down, bike trips. It has a 3.1 R value, so you can still go out in the snow with this mat. Not the coldest. We have other mats that are great for super cold, but this will still work in a snow environment. Still warm enough to do that, and super compact and light. So that's SynMat UL 7. Sleep well, and we'll see you next time.